We have the explosive.
Hey, what's up, YouTube? I thought today that I would make a video on how to play a bad connection, kind of inspired by by a game last night. Um, so I live in the middle of Alberta in Canada, and so oftentimes I'm on a two-bar connection against people from like the southern states or whatever. And so I figured I'd make this video because it's something I've had to deal with a lot, and I've figured out ways in how to deal with a bad connection. So I think there's about like there's two ways you can deal with it. Um, you can either play extra aggressive and tight against the corners, and just try to catch people off, or you can play a slower style where you kind of head glitch and stay back. But the thing is you always got to keep moving, because if you don't, what'll happen is, say if you come up here and you take a head glitch and you're just watching like this or like this, whatever, and a guy comes around the corner and you're on a bad connection, you might die before you even see him because it lags out, right? So like if you're watching this corner and a guy peeks it and he knows you're gonna be there, he peeks it, starts shooting you, you might not even get a shoot back because on your connection, on your slow connection, he doesn't even pop out there for you. So the way you beat that is, if you're playing slow, you come up, right, and you just go like this. You just move. You just keep moving, because then he comes out and shoots you. But because you're on a bad connection, the bullets fucking, they just miss you. Because you're on a bad connection, it makes it hard to hit you. The other thing, so then if you're playing the fast style, which is my preference, I'll come up something like this and I'll try to glitch and I'll do this kind of stuff, but then I'll push, and you got to make sure that, like, you got to be careful that you're not getting caught in a sprint, because if you're caught in a sprint on a bad connection, that's always bad. But the thing is like, you got to take some risks. So then if you come up here and they're playing it slow and like they're running in, I've caught guys like this so many times on this map, where I come up, do this rush, see if they nade it. A lot of times they'll nade right here, and then I'll push in, do this, push in, do this. There's a guy right here, just like, he's like coming back like this, or I see him running, and they'll usually have like two guys around here. The other thing they often do is go around to A. Either way, if you can get behind guys on a bad connection, like, you should be able to get a kill at least. The last thing I can say is to play off your teammates. So if you're on a bad connection, you really got to play together. You can't really separate as much. You got to learn how to play the connections, because sometimes a bad connection will actually favor you in certain situations and make other situations hard. So like sometimes if you're playing close range on a certain connection, it might be really bad for you because their shots are just hitting and yours just aren't at a and then maybe you could use like a bar and play long, and it'll work out for you better because you're, for some reason, they're just like, the bullets are just smacking them. Yeah, and then so play with your teammates. Sometimes on a bad connection, if your bullets aren't hitting well, but their bullets also aren't hitting you well, so you could like be the objective player, get a plant off, and then like run away, and then when they're trying to shoot at you, like just run like that, and they try to shoot you and all their bullets miss just because of the connection. Well, if you can do that for a teammate, the teammate gets an easy pick off, you know. Just little things like that. I think I've covered pretty much everything that I can think of, and you know, obviously I'm not 100% knowledgeable about everything, so if you disagree with something, I'd like to hear, because I learned too from that. So I'm just trying to figure out the game in the best way. Oh, a couple other things to mention. So the way you actually engage with a gunfight, like on a bad connection, firing from the hip and strafing like this makes it really hard to hit you. Like if you just, and then pre-firing is super important. So like if you know there's guys coming, and just go like this, You know, those are kind of things I've done. Um, and the final, yeah, jump shot. Jump shots are amazing. I favor jump shots over drop shots on this game. So like, if I'm going around corners on a bad connection, this is like kind of, like this is kind of how I would approach this area. If I knew that they were on the right side and kind of knew they were up here, I'd come up. I'd come up, probably pre-aim here for a second, nothing. Come up like this, listen, jump, you know, push, jump, and then engage. And when I engage, I'll engage, like, I'll come in, I'll start firing from the hip, and then try to just do as much little movement things as you can. Like, if you jump and they're still not dead, then crouch and start strafing, like, one way or the other way. Try to get them to miss you. Try to get them to miss you, and just try to be throwing shots at them that are going to be hitting them. So I hope you like this video, and please do comment if you would like me to talk about something else, or if you disagree with me, or if you agree with me, just let me know. Thank you.